A lot of them feel like they need to be, really smooth and just kind of be actors and actresses, but I find that most people just want an authentic person to work with. I think some realtors overpromise and underdeliver, or they want to make their clients happy, and so they really raise their expectations to be a little bit too high. And so, everybody wants to make people happy. It's just human nature. But like I said, managing expectations and making sure that you always keep emotions in check, and that helps your clients keep their emotions in check and be the rock for every client. I found for realtors to be successful, the most important thing is to answer your phone. I mean, clients, they tend to need you 7 days a week, pretty much all day, every day, which you need to set boundaries. But the most important thing, when they want something and need something, you need to jump on that because it's very important to them. And they have it's a sense of urgency. When a listing comes on, you need to be the first one in the door. And when a seller calls you and wants you to walk through their house, don't wait a day or two because someone else will be there and they will answer their phone. So I find that to be the most important aspect. Even though I am a little bit older and I'm not in the social media culture as much as probably some of the younger people are, I think that's a big part of it, is helping people start a social media platform or just coaching them on what would be interesting. A lot of them feel like they need to be, really smooth and just kind of be actors and actresses. But I find that most people just want an authentic person to work with, and they want to be able to kind of feel out somebody on social media or anywhere, and to just get a sense of who they are before they start working with them. And that makes people feel more comfortable when they can see you in social media. So it doesn't always need to be, an influencer situation. Just be yourself. This will sound redundant, but I think listening makes a good leader. And, you can't always guide somebody to the right answer necessarily, but listening to their needs. And sometimes they just arrive at the right answer. I think that's very important, and that's important in life, but I think it's very important for leaders. I think some leaders just tend to want to tell people what to do and how to do it to achieve whatever they need. And that's not really how it works, in my opinion. So listening is one of the most important things. And again, giving them options like, have you tried this? Have you thought about this? One of my favorite parts of being an office leader is coaching my agents. It could be as easy as forms and technology, but also just helping them with each one of their problems that they run into. Clients they're people, so they have a lot of different needs and emotions going into it, and we almost are like therapists in each transaction. So sometimes the agents need a little bit of therapy at it, and just bounce ideas and start conversations about what could be happening in the market and be ready for it. And I think that's a lot of what we do also, is seeing what's around the corner to make sure we're prepared and we can answer questions to all the different types of people we work with. Our John L. Scott office on Vashon, we're in a larger group under the Madrona Group, which has 7 offices. And overall, we have excellent support outside of our office as well as in our office for whatever you need, whether you're a Mac person or a PC person. We also have an office-specific IT person to help you with things. But we have a variety of people in our office of all ages, even some of the brokers who can help us manage, Zoom or social media, or just making a Word document to help somebody, create a letter about themselves to send out. So I like to think between our wider Madrona group and those 7 offices, and then what we offer on our office, we have all of the technology kind of supported on all ends. Serving my brokers are like serving my clients. I consider them to be my clients, and it's communication, it's listening, and always being available for a phone call, whether it's a personal phone call or a work phone call. People need support, and they need to be heard and listened to, and and bouncing ideas Like, okay, what would you do in this situation? It's that kind of that therapist situation that you are for a client, you are for your agents. You just need to be there and listen, and then, give them a bunch of different options and figure out what bounces and what works for them and their client and their needs. So office culture is extremely important. Everybody needs to feel supported. And even though we're quote unquote competitors, because someone might be working with, two different people before they make their final decision, I think we need to support one another. And it's really important to be there if somebody needs help at an open house, or somebody needs help because they're on vacation, to work with their client and trust that they're going to, pick up when they get back. I think it's really important to have that feeling of trust and support in an office, and not necessarily feeling like competitors, even though we are competing with one another. The community for John L. Scott and what we do for the community is very important. I think that's one of the highest tenets in our office, is being part of the community and participating in community events. And again, that's why I joined the John L. Scott office. But, we personally volunteer at a lot of activities, for whether it's the Vashon Land Trust or Vashon Island Pet Protectors. But we also, besides just volunteering, we donate a lot of money back into our community. The John L. Scott office, and I head the town's toy drive every year. And I've done that 6 or 7 years now. And so that's a really important thing for the community. We support over 100 families every year, giving them toys and gift items for their children. And so that's close to my heart because I manage it. But yeah, community is very important to John L. Scott, and it's very important to me. One of the things close to my heart, just in the office and our environment, is, again, letting people know that we are in our community every day, and being a good neighbor and being a good person will then go into being a good real estate agent in the office. You're not that authentic person everywhere in all aspects of your life. I think that people see that in a small community, and it matters. And not necessarily doing those things because you're a real estate agent. You're being your authentic self. You're doing what you love for your community and serving your community. And then, it pays off in the end.